and love. This is Jah Lion King, you know. Priest of an order of Melchizedek. Yeah, man. Priest Jah Lion King of the order of Melchizedek. Give thanks to life. Give thanks to health and strength. Give thanks to positiveness. Give thanks to consciousness. Give thanks to righteousness. Give thanks to love. Give thanks to Irish Flathead. Jah. Universal love, you know, one and all, you know. Give thanks to all good things and all abundance and all blessing. And then I approach a new year, you know. Praying for everyone to be more conscious, more righteous, more loving, more caring, more sympathetic, loving each other, you know. And caring for each other, you know. Because God is love and love is God, you know. So let us all love, you know. And remember, love is the key that opens all doors, no matter what race or nation. Love is the key that opens the door for only Mount Sinai. And whosoever enter in, ever live the life shall have, you know. So love is the key, you know. So peace and love to the world, you know. And blessing and prosperity and joy and happiness and goodness for the 2024. Coming from Andrew Priest Jah Lion King. And if you want to contact I, 347-444-4460. Give thanks to life. Jah Rastafari, Holy Emmanuel Selassie. Jah Rastafari, Holy King Emmanuel Scepter. Jah Rastafari, heal the mighty, heal the strong, the might, I am the I am. Holy John Marcus Messiah Gabi, I Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Olivet, for people who never show me. My Lord, we know people are Selassie. Jah, give thanks, and I praise the Lion. My Lord.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladina an'amta alayhim. Ghayr maghdubi alayhim. Wala dwalin. Alhamdulillah. Dr. Sanada Kamara, co-founder of Temple Mother Earth, sending love, peace, and abundance prayer to everyone around the world.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Sheikh Sufi Ba. SheikhSufi@gmail.com. CheikSufi@gmail.com. Opening prayer for the greatest shaman that I know in the West, Brother Ankh, Rising Sun. A'udhu billahi bismillahi inna waliyullahu. A'udhu billahi bismillahi inna waliyullahu. A'udhu billahi bismillahi inna waliyullahu. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin al-Fatihi lima ulika wal-Katimi lima sabaka Nasir al-Haqi bil-Haqi wal-Hadi ila siratika mustaqim wa ala alihi haqqa qadrihi wa miqdarihi al-azim.
Greetings, loved ones. My prayer for you in 2024 is to be in a vibrational receiving match. A vibrational receiving match for happiness, for giving, for gratitude, for wisdom, for discernment, with abundance of blessings, for your soul tribe, for your soulmate, for your open-mindedness, for your spiritual growth, for divine love, and for a healthy, emotional, physical, spiritual body. I wish you all these things and pray that you receive all these things in the year 2024. I receive in all languages. Ashe, Amin, and Namaste. You can reach me at Instagram, Sequoia_spirit, that is SEQUOIA. Again, I wish you all these blessings and so much more in the year of 2024. Thank you.
Beloved Mighty Empress, great host of Sidon Ascended Masters, great angelic hosts, great cosmic beings who govern the system of worlds and the seven-lighted world. Lord, we call upon your grace to heal the earth of the actions of the sinister forces. Their plan is to eliminate the population in the most horrible and murderous ways. They have already poisoned our food with things we can't even pronounce. They poison the water with fluoride. They poison the air with chemtrails. They have poisoned the medicine with side effects that will kill you if you take it. And they have poisoned the technology against mankind. They have weaponized all these things against mankind. We call upon your grace to free us from the sinister forces whose diabolical plan is to make this world the most hellish place. America, which was the light of the world, that was brought to the world, established in this world, to make every human being here ascendant, and then to have that spread throughout the world. Lord, we ask you to incarnate in this very planet, incarnate in mass, incarnate with sitters and ascended masters, with divine beings of every type, to bring in revolutions of meditation, revolution of mantra repetition, revolution of chanting, revolution of spreading love and light, revolutions of knowledge. Lord, we call upon you to empower us with our divine selves, so that we can rid the world of these very sinister forces whose aim is to do nothing but create this place to be a Sodom and Gomorrah. We already know that Earth is the most wicked planet in the universe. Let us turn it to be the light of the world, so that it is the greatest planet in the universe, so that we excel even what is happening in the great central sun. As a matter of fact, Lord, we ask all the beings from the great central sun to incarnate on the earth, to incarnate on the earth, to incarnate on the earth within us, so that we could do the work that I'm begging for now. Oh Lord, I ask this in the name of Swami Muktananda Paramahansa, Bhagavan Nityananda, Guru Maharaja Chivilasananda, beloved Saint Germain, Lord Jesus the Christ, Lord Buddha, Allah, and the great Sunnah Kumar. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am.
Aboru aboye aboshishe alafia ubuntu. Assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum, sanda om namah shivaya. I give you praise in the name, shalom, whatever your wonderful beliefs and your system of beliefs is, we give praise. But we give praise to the Olodumare, the Olorum, the Somole, the Agbamole, Efunfuni, Legi, Pupu, Tekunani, Samujuano, what their room, Mojuba, Mudemo, Male, Mafon, Matibo, Joe. We give praise to the God who is the owner of today, the owner of yesterday, and the owner of all days to come. He to whom the Rumole and Abamole exist to know his laws and command, originating creator, all things discovered and yet to be discovered. We give praise to our grand, powerful ancestors, those wise ones who come, give us directions, light, love, and help us to be able to receive the benefit in our life. We ask that you be able to embrace the great divinity of Rumila, the one who is witness creation, second only to all the Mari, the owner of medicine, more powerful than medicine, the immense orbit that fought the day of death. He too who is the perfect in the house of wisdom. He is able to heal and to regenerate you creatures of ill luck and bring them perfectly back into homeostasis, understanding, light, and love, and helping you to embrace the love of the universe as we give praise to all the creatures of the universe, everything that moves and reverberates, and the vibration that moves in your life. Allow you to find goodness, allow you to find health and vitality, strength to move forward for the accomplishment of all the goals that you have set for you and your family. My name is Babalao Oluwole Abiyomi Fakunle Ade Tuti Ronkolo de Manyansa. My nickname is Babalao of Harlem. We send greetings to you today. As you at www.ifakunle.com, you can reach me and we will talk. Peace.
Oh great spirit, great mystery, sending a prayer of peace to this world, to all the humans, a prayer of peace to all of us. May we remember how to be good relations. May we remember how to be good brothers and sisters. Sending a prayer of love to the heart of the earth. Thank you, Mother, for loving us so much. Thank you for being so forgiving with us. Thank you for being so patient with us. May your light reach all the beings that are suffering right now. May your light, may your love reach their lives. May your light guide them in the right direction. May your love give them strength for them to keep walking, living. Sending prayers to all of you, my family. May we always remember to be together, that we are all one big family, that all of us belong to this earth. Thank you, Mother. Hi, familia. My name is Osvaldo Pomaquiza. I come from Ecuador. And I want to invite you to sit with me. I serve Grandfather Guachuma. My phone number is 201-981-4545. Feel free to text me, call me. And I also give you thanks for this space. Thank you so much. I love you.
A call to the warrior in you, to the healer in you, the king, the queen, the magician, the lover in you. Every single day, we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the call. Lay down your burden and anything that holds you back and take your rightful place. The battle is everywhere. It's right in your face. Let's go.
Crystals and pyramids. Success is your destiny. Yes. Love, wisdom, power. Remember always who you are. Yes. Yes. I am. Love, wisdom, power. Yes. Yes.
They say the bottom of the pot's always the best, brother Hank.
Coconut raw, God bless the cook, and the time it took. What you got here? What kind of soup you have here?
Today it's black beans, my brother.
Black beans.
Black beans.
See that
Oh
look?
my
You
God.
got the bottom of the pot, baby.
What's good about black beans,
Oh
man?
man, anything black. You know what's good about it.
Oh,
We shouldn't be saying anything about anything black other than black.
oh.
Other than black.
What else? What else you got in here,
So
man?
we got some butternut squash. We got some red lentils to help take in the broth.
Ooh.
We've got also in there the bell peppers, red bell peppers,
Mm.
green bell peppers, purple bell peppers, sweet potatoes, and we did it until it melted. Also the Rulo burro bananas, we did that too as well. And we're gonna dress this up for you with some baby bok choy.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it look nice and enticing.
Mm. And what days are you here, Coconut Rob?
Today, this week, I think I'll be here all week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But soups, let's do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm also put some sprouts in there for you too as well.
Mm.
I mean, come on.
Have mercy.
Gotta keep Brother Hank healthy.
Man, you gonna keep the neighborhood healthy, brother. All right. What's your contact info?
347-243-1678. I do things the old-fashioned way. No emails, none of that stuff. Just call me.
Yeah,
Let's have
yeah.
a conversation.
Yeah, right
You know
on.
what I mean?
Blessed be, brother.
Yes, my brother.
Family, I am here with a magical moment of young musicians. And this is Kim, Sister Kim, and she has a message about investing into the future musicians of our community. Sister Kim, tell us what you got here.
Hi everyone, Kim, proud parent of children at the Big Apple Leadership Academy for the Arts. We teach HBCU high stepping marching band to our kids from age 5 and up. It is a free after school program, tuitionless, and it's open to all. Our kids are amazing. If you can, jump on our website. We're looking for support, donations. Our kids need new instruments so that they can high step on. Our website is www.bola.org, BALAA.org. And I appreciate the time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And so, family, listen up close. We're talking about investing in the artists of tomorrow. By investing in them, if you have a little expendable change to invest in the youth, the genius, this is the opportunity. And in this description on this video will be the details of sending your donation to PayPal or Zelle or Cash App.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you for your support. Our children are the future.
Remember to subscribe, share, and like this video. And magnets, crystals, pyramids, and remember to journey to the bliss.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, greetings and welcome, family, to Moorish Monday. Happy New Year, for what it's worth. Each time we begin this show for the following balance of 2024, we're going to open with prayer, invocation, because like I said before, my spirit told me, the spirit of Ubuntu, we got to pray our way through 2024, family, because there's some stuff coming down the pipe. So we're going to have Brother come on shortly, Brother Abdullah Bey. Let us know where you are listening from, family. I appreciate all the posts. We appreciate the posts. That's Desi Whaley, bless up. We got, tell us where you're from. Hanayana, I hope I pronounced it right. And Sheikh Abdur, alaikum salam. Carmen Lopez from Pennsylvania. It's looking good. All right, let's see if Abdullah Bey has his camera correct. Oh, brother, that's bad, man. You gotta back your face up, and you gotta have the light facing you instead of behind you. You gotta have the light.
All right, let me see if I can move.
Yeah, you gotta have the light facing you. Otherwise, you get a lot of glare. And you gotta back up. You gotta back up because right now it look like you tongue kissing the screen, brother.
All right, I'm holding the phone.
Yeah. Now you got to have the light facing your face, not behind you. Right. There you go.
All
That
right.
looks good. All right. And if you can
All
get
right.
adjusted for that while I just acknowledge the comments. So give the folks an overview. You got a packed house. Let them know who you are and what you're going to share tonight.
Yes, I'm Abdullah Iltale Mosi Bey. I am editor. I'm author of several books, namely Moors and Masonry Part 1 and 2, Etymology and Vocabulary, and Masonic Copy Square. You can go to my website, moorsandmasonry.org. This is my fourth Moorish Monday, so I'm excited to present, happy Sirius in the Midheaven Day for everyone. So today's topic is New Year or the suppression of the ancient agricultural and astronomical knowledge and practice. The New Year or the suppression of ancient astronomical agriculture and astronomical knowledge and practice. So we're going to explore it. And we already laid the foundation over the previous 2 weeks about what, I gave some introduction last week, so I'm going to add some more material today.
Okay,
all right?
just so that you it looks good, turn your phone sideways so they have a full screen. If your camera adjusts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just it's not turning.
Okay, that means you got to adjust the settings so it automatically flips. But don't worry about it. I'm going to go backstage, and the show is yours, brother.
All right. Yes, peace everyone again. Once again, this is my fourth show. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And you can also share the videos, my videos on this platform as well as others. Hank has had some very dynamic guests on the show. So I once again thank Brother Hank for offering this Moorish Monday platform to me so that I can have an opportunity to expand the knowledge base of my brothers and sisters. So let's look at this New Year. And so we have many people, millions throughout the world, are saying Happy New Year's. And is it the New Year? What constitutes the New Year? How is a New Year determined? Those are questions that most people do not ask. They just, it's just been passed down that January 1st is the New Year, and people are just saying it, not with no foundational knowledge. What determines it? How is a New Year calculated? So let's look at this. Why is January 1st presented as the New Year? How did that come to be? How did January 1st come to be known as the New Year? And if January 1st is not the New Year, what is today, Abdullah? What is today? And we talked about this last week, but I'm going to review those points, and as I said, I'm going to expand on the knowledge. Well, today is where the Sirius, the dog star, is at the highest point in the sky. It is not the rising of Sirius. Sirius rose 6 months ago. So Sirius is at, when you said the midheaven, its highest point or its climax. So you're looking at a star, the star rises, it's at its climax, and it sets. The parent rise of the sun, sun's at climax, sun sets. So you have that, rising, reach the climax, and then begins to set. So this is the case with Sirius, where July 4th is the heliacal rising of Sirius, which is the Egyptian New Year. Now today is where Sirius is at this highest point of the sky and can be seen in most parts of the world today. So happy Sirius in the midheaven today. Now, why is January 1st known as the New Year? How did it come to be known as the New Year? Has it always been known? Has January 1st always been known as the New Year? Was that something that was widely acknowledged and practiced January 1st? Absolutely not. Though there were December 25th and March 21st was widely practiced as the New Year. Now, why December 25th? We talked about, and I laid the foundation for December 25th as December 25th, but I'm going to put it in the context because December 25th was widely known and practiced as the New Year. Why? Because December 25th, which is Christmas or the birth of the sun, is where the sun is reborn. So that's the beginning of the cycle of the sun, because the sun died or had its lowest point of declination on December 21st. So the 25th, representing the rebirth of the sun, means the days at that point, if you look at the sunrise sunset chart that I mentioned the last 2 weeks, the days begin to get longer. So that is the beginning of a new cycle. That makes sense. So that would make sense why December 25th will be charted or calculated as a new year, new meaning the beginning, all right, or start of a cycle. So that's the cycle, the start of the cycle for the sun is that the days begin to get longer. So that's that. So now you have some understanding of why the astronomical knowledge of why December 25th was known and practiced as the New Year. Why March 25th? Why March 25th was practiced as the New Year? Well, March 25th which is March 21st, but it's practiced on March 25th in many parts of the world, because March 25th is what's known as the vernal equinox. And what occurs astronomically? The apparent motion of the sun leaves the Tropic of Capricorn, crosses the equator at the vernal equinox, and enters the Tropic of Cancer. So there's 2 points where the sun crosses the equator, as I mentioned before, at the vernal equinox on March 21st in the northern hemisphere, and at the autumnal equinox on September 23rd in the northern hemisphere. This was charted by our ancestors 1,000 years ago, evidenced by the sunstone circles throughout the world. So the question once again, why is January 1st known as the New Year? The title, once again, New Year, or the suppression of the ancient astronomical and agricultural knowledge and practice. In October 1582, Pope Gregory XIII, with a papal decree, decreeing that January 1st would be the New Year, where at that time, March 25th was practiced and widely acknowledged as the New Year. What occurred? What's going on? Why was that done? You have what's known as your solar calendar and your lunar calendar. So your solar calendar is where the calendar is based on charting the sun, the path of the sun through the 4 seasons. That's your solar calendar. You have which is a 365-day calendar, and you have your lunar calendar or your moon calendar, which is 354 days. So the solar calendar is 11 days longer than the lunar calendar. The earth, the moon revolves around the earth 28 and 28 days, 13 times. 28 times 13 is 354 days. So the lunar calendar was widely used, as well as the solar calendar. So now you have this. I'm going to tie this in now. The Moorish Empire in Europe, the Moorish rulership in Europe. The Moorish rulership in Europe ended with the Treaty of Granada. I'm going to tie all this in with the Treaty of Granada on November 25th, 1491, and that treaty was put in effect in January 1492. So you have where the Moors in Europe practiced and worked on the lunar calendar or moon calendar. And then you have those bodies, politics that were operating on the solar calendar. Now, both calendars are ancient. Both calendars are ours. Both calendars are ancient. So the solar calendar does not belong to the Europeans. The lunar calendar does not belong to the Europeans. But what you have here, now you're looking at politics. You know, where the Moors was highly practicing in Europe the lunar calendar. And then so you had this bumping heads of this political tug of war of the lunar calendar or solar calendar. So the emphasis. The devil and Jesus. Jesus is wrestling with the devil. So I gave you the politics, and I'm going to explain Jesus wrestling with the devil. That is the wrestle of whether to use to have the solar calendar be the calendar used throughout the world, or have the lunar calendar be used throughout the world. Jesus, the actual sun, representing the solar calendar, the devil representing the lunar calendar. The horns, as I mentioned last week, the horns, that gory looking creature, comes from an ordinary goat. The goat is an ancient symbol of fertility in the moon. The beginning of the month in a lunar calendar begins at the first sighting of the moon, which is a crescent. So when you first see the moon, it's a crescent shape. It's a crescent shape. So that marks the beginning of the month in a lunar calendar. So you have this politics going on here. So though Pope Gregory XIII in 1582, with a papal decree decreeing that January 1st would now be the new year. It didn't take hold though. It was not, it was not something that became to be used widely. So in 1752, Great Britain, with the Calendar Reform Act of 1752. So in the Great Britain with the Calendar Reform Act in 1752, and through that act, now other countries throughout Europe began to reform and start practicing or acknowledging or using or marking the new year, which is political, as January 1st. So that's key there. So to understand, I'm going to back up here. So January 1st, so this is major because you're talking about power and domination. So to get the people off of the practice of the agriculture and astronomy, and also to get the solar calendar to become the dominant calendar throughout the world. So the 1752 the 1752 Reformation Act by Great Britain, and so that began to be used in all of the English colonies, where January 1st would be known as the New Year, and then other countries throughout Europe follow suit. So now even China, in 1929, began to follow suit as marking January 1st as the New Year. So this is a political move for control. This is very important to understand. And that, as I said, the wrestling, the devil versus Jesus versus the devil, once again, is that the politics dealing with the solar calendar and the lunar calendar, which one to be used. So now what now occurs is that now we have to, what has to be done is distort. We got to distort now the lunar calendar, i.e. the devil. So that is the distortion of the lunar calendar, because we're going to usher in now, once again, the solar calendar is ancient. So I want to be very clear that the solar calendar is not the Europeans. You have the sunstone circles throughout the world. The sunstone circles is the solar calendar. The sunstone circles marking the 4 seasons. You have Stonehenge. You have the 2 pillars. As I've mentioned last week, of Boaz and Jachin, and those 2 pillars mark the winter solstice and summer solstice. So the sunstone circles, the solar calendar, is an ancient calendar, that's ancient knowledge. But now you're looking at this, once again, this political move, because you had societies that were predominantly using the lunar calendar. So now we had, this whole key. So now the solar calendar wins out. The solar calendar wins out and now becomes the predominant calendar. And so now you're looking at the distortion of the lunar calendar, i.e. the word sin. I mentioned this 4 weeks ago. The word sin is the Sumerian name of the moon. The word sin being the Sumerian name of the moon. So I'm born in sin. So you have the distortion of that word. You have the devil, the ordinary goat, which is the ancient symbol of fertility, has been distorted and presented as gory and made and misrepresented as the cause of the world's evil. You have any horn-headed, and Hollywood presents horn-headed characters as evil. The movie Maleficent. In the movie Maleficent, even the name Maleficent, she's the main character. So you have the main character, which is a horn-headed character, a woman, known as called Maleficent, as opposed to Maleficent. So every effort is to distort the lunar calendar. The lunar calendar tying to the women, because women are walking lunar calendars. The word, as I mentioned 4 weeks ago, the word menses, menstruation, the menstrual cycle. The word menses means moon. Every 28 days, the moon, it takes 28 days for the moon to revolve around the earth. Oh, that governs the moon, that process, that astronomical phenomenon governs the women's menstrual cycle. As I mentioned before, the word menses means moon. So this is an attack on the woman. So this Jesus wrestling with the devil concept is the attack on the woman. Because the moon makes the woman more intuitive. So this is this is key here to understand, you know, this thrush behind January 1st being marked as the new year. So when you're deaf, and it's actually not, because it doesn't mark the beginning of a cycle. When you're looking at a new year, you're looking at the beginning of a cycle. It being Venus or the moon or Pleiades or Sirius. It's not the beginning of a cycle. But the masses of people do not have this knowledge. Now, there is a book known as The Sun in the Church. So I'm going to tie again to the solar calendar. The Sun in the Church. How cathedrals use as solar observatories. The sun in the church. How cathedrals are used as solar observatories by Dr. Heilbron. That's Heilbron. Heilbron. I'm trying to move away from this car. Heilbron. And in his book, Dr. Heilbron chronicles the documents and the Church of San Petronio, Petronio, in Bologna, Italy. The Church of San Petronio in Bologna, Italy. He documents that 4,500 observations were done between 1655 to 1736. It is actually an observatory. You have the hole in the ceiling where the sun will shine through. You have a metal strip running across the floor, which is the meridian line. So the sun shining through the hole in the roof, and then you see the sun, the shadow, and the sun moving along the meridian line. It's an observatory. Meticulous records was kept. Of course, it's a tourist site now, and then, you know, people they see it. They see the hole in this roof. They see the metal plate, but there's no knowledge of it. So this key. I recommend you look it up. Get the book if you can, or get a write-up or summary on the book. The Sun in the Church. Cathedrals used as observatories. I always like to give documentary evidence. All right. I have a book known as called that I wrote, that's on my website, mooresandmasonry.org. It's called The Masonic Compass and Square and the Connection to Measurement and Timekeeping. And I have some of the lessons that I'm talking about tonight in the book, and also the Venus book, the wrestling, the devil versus the sun. That is in the How Her Venus and Moon rule book. And once again, you go to mooresandmasonry.org. So for that book, as well as my other books, go to my website and continue right along. And so we can begin to see how can we use this knowledge. I keep in mind that most of our people are spooked up. And when you begin to clear your mind and no longer are afraid, you begin to receive messages. You can see more. We're blinded with the fear. We're blinded with the distortion. So therefore we can only see very little. It'll begin to heighten your senses, your awareness. You begin to receive downloads, and you'll begin to understand the downloads, the mental downloads. So I had to overcome, the fear myself. And that's one. Two, reclaim our culture. Reclaiming our culture is reclaiming our power as well, because the culture power is in the ancestral thought. As I mentioned, ancestral thought the first week. So the language, culture is in the language, or the ancestral thought is in the language. And the ancestors' thought is expressed through the holidays and the rituals and ceremonies. And the Europeans are benefiting. The Europeans, the English, the French, the Dutch, the Irish are benefiting from our culture. They're benefiting economically as they commercialize the holidays. And they're benefiting from the power, that in which it expresses. So to remove the people. So I've mentioned once again, the title is New Year, or the suppression of the ancient agricultural and astronomical knowledge and practices. It is indeed the suppressing of the ancient astronomical knowledge and agricultural knowledge and practices. I mentioned this. Let's look at those who continue to practice, acknowledge March 25th as the new year were called fools. Once that Great Britain issued that 1752 reformation of the calendar, there were other countries were slow to foot, so as to speed up the process, as to get the other European countries to begin to move on the reformation, where they now shift politically the new year or marking the new year, which will be a political move, to January 1st. So people were criticized, they were ridiculed, they were called fools, hence April Fool's Day. So you don't want to celebrate April Fool's Day. That is the criticism and an attack. April Fool's Day is an attack on those who wanted to be still aligned and practice March 21st or 25th as the new year. It's an attack. So that's what April 1st. Of course, we just do, because it's handed down. We're brought up into it. We're brought up into the misconceptions. We're raised into that, from childhood. So April Fool's Day, April Fool's Day. Oh, January 1st is the new year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. So we lack power because we lack knowledge of who we are. That's our nationality, our history, our headdresses, our holidays, our rituals, our ceremonies, our philosophies, our names, our nationality, our language. We lack knowledge. So we're being dictated to. We're under subjugation of foreign powers on our land. England, Spain, France, Portugal, Sweden, the Netherlands, Dutch Republic. These foreign powers have set up shop on our land, colonies. United States is the instrumentality of the continuation of English, Spanish, French, Sweden, Dutch colonization of our land. United States, the general public do not associate the word colonization with the United States. They associate it with Spain, France, Portugal, Sweden, the Dutch, but not the United States. Why not? Why not colonization not associate with the United States? The United States is an instrumentality and a continuation of colonization and conquest of our Moorish land. So January 1st is a representation of conquest to move the people off of the astronomical and agricultural new year. What's the motive? Power. Because now you control the people's food source, because they're now not planting and harvesting. Remember, that's passed down. So the people, the generation dies off, and a new generation is born into January 1st. So those who are living in 1582, when Pope Gregory the 13th marked the new year politically as January 1st, those who were living, all right, they still had the knowledge, but they died off. They have children, they die off, and then that second or third, fourth generation is now it's January 1st, the new year. So they know what they're doing, because they looking at longevity with this, where the subsequent generations will begin to just follow suit. And that's what has just happened. So now you have millions of people saying Happy New Year today. So this is the understanding the control factor that takes place. I wanted to, because I'm going to be shifting into more of the nationality and law aspects in the upcoming weeks. We have Black History Month coming up next month. I did do a presentation from Blackmore to Blackamoor, from Moor to Blackmore to Blackamoor to Black. The systematic denial and suppression of the nationality of a people. The 1560 Geneva Bible. In the 1560 Geneva Bible, in Jeremiah 38:10, Jeremiah 38:12, and 8 other verses, Jeremiah, you'll see Black Moors, which is spelled lowercase b, L-A-C-K-E, space, uppercase M, O-R-E. That's in the 1560 Geneva Bible. In the 1599 Geneva Bible, same verses, you just Google the Geneva Bible, Blackamoor, and the verses that have Blackamoor in the Geneva Bible. It's 8 or 9 of them. You'll spell this Blackmore is spelled B, lowercase b, L-A-C-K, space, uppercase M, O-O-R. In the 1611 King James Version, same verses, you see the word Ethiopian. So Ethiopian replaced Blackmore in the 1611 King James Version. If that's not a systematic burial of the nationality of a people, I don't know what is. Now you have the shift from Blackmore to Blackamoor. In Blackmore, once again, lowercase b, L-A-C-K, space, uppercase M, O-O-R, Moor is clearly identifiable. Moors are clearly identifiable in Blackmore. But in Blackamoor, which is spelled lowercase b, L-A-C-K, A, M-O-O-R. So they combined it to make it less noticeable, to make more. So it's for a period of 300 years. Blackamoor was used synonymously or interchangeably with Negro and Ethiopian. Blackamoor, as well as Moor, was used in plays and short stories throughout Europe. So where's this black come from? You also had Tawny Moor. So we have Blackamoor, we have Tawny Moor. Blackamoor, Wesley Snipes. Tawny Moor, Terrence Howard. So Blackamoor, Wesley Snipes, Tawny Moor, T-A-W-N-Y, Tawny Moor, Terrence Howard. Oh, that concept is still today. Dark skin black, light skin black. Oh, so it didn't begin recently. See, Blackamoor, Wesley Snipes, Tawny Moor, Terrence Howard. Today, Wesley Snipes, dark skin black, Terrence Howard, light skin black. So that is so. See how? So what they did was they just removed Moor. They suppressed Moor. So we're just now saying dark skin black, light skin black, as opposed to Blackamoor or Tawny Moor. I mean, the concept is still there. They just suppress Moor. So because Blackamoor was used for dark skin Moors. Tawny Moors was used for light skin Moors. Right. So nationality is. Let's look at the political application of nationality. I often use this example. You have 3 French cops. There's 3 French cops beating down 1 Chinese national in France. The concept is not understanding nationality, because it's the national identity of a people. The principle is not they're beating down 1 Chinese. Oh no. That's not the principle. China will not approach it that way. That's an attack on Chinese sovereignty. China will not approach it as they're beating down 1 Chinese. At the time that the 3 French cops are beating down that 1 Chinese, the principle is they're beating down all Chinese. They're beating down all of China. That's the principle of nationality. It's not individual. Let me continue. You have what's known as a national constitution, which is a national social trust. When you say people in the political sense, is the collective, the sovereignty of a people vested in a constitution. The people of France, the people of England, the people of Germany, the people of Nigeria. So there is no individual. You can't beat down one person. That's not the principle. You're beating down all of Nigeria or all of France or all of Germany. That's the principle of nationality. Once this concept becomes solid among us, we're on our way. We're on our way because we will do all that we can to reinstitute it. Understanding. So when you say you're more, do you really know what you're saying? But that because our empire has been collapsed, because China is up and running, Nigeria is up and running, Great Britain is up and running, Japan, and they're up and running. And yeah, so right. But that principle has to be recovered or restored. So it's covered in international laws called the recovery of lost sovereignty. Our Moroccan Empire is in a state of temporary collapse, dismemberment, or disintegration. It's known as lost sovereignty. To reverse that process is known as the recovery of lost sovereignty, so that principle can be restored. Nationality and diplomatic protection. Nationality and treaty enforcement through government structure. Nationality and consular protection and consular relations. Nationality and a national constitution or social trust. See? So I'm tying nationality all this in. Nationality and the principle of and political unity. So a social trust or national constitution is the expression of national political unity of a people, because embodied in the social trust is the identity of the people. We the people of Morocco, we the people of France, we the people of Germany, we the people of Japan, we the people of China. See that? It's right within the preamble of a national constitution. Embodies what? Who the people are. So this is understanding. So as we have to come to grow, we have the Moroccan Post School for Government and International Law. The Moroccan Post School for Government and International Law. There are free classes on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. The Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations 101, Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations 201, embodies 16 classes. These are free classes. The Moorish Body Politic Formation, Constitution, and Government Principle course embodies 12 classes. There's a very thought-provoking good lesson, 3-part lesson. Do United States courts have lawful treaty authority to hear Moorish cases? It's 3 parts, and a host and other classes. These are free classes on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. And once again, I want to tip my fares as I continue. I always want to acknowledge Brother Hank, for offering this platform to me, Moorish Monday. Once again, for my books, go to moorsandmasonry.org, go to moorsandmasonry.org for Moors and Masonry Part 1, Moors and Masonry Part 2, How Venus and Moon Rule, Etymology and Vocabulary, Etymology and Vocabulary Supplementary 1, the Masonic Compass of Square, and the connection, the measurement, the timekeeping, Illuminati, and illumination of the mind, and How Venus and Moon Rule. All right, do we have any questions before I continue? Type your questions in, my brothers and sisters. Type your questions in. Any points that you want me to clarify? Points that you want me to expand on? Type those questions in right here. Type those questions in. This is a You know, as I said, I provided more information today because I'm not going to give everything in one presentation. All right. So wait for the questions. All right. So we'll continue here. Now we want to, once again, to get more information, to grow with this knowledge on the first part of my presentation, the new year, or the suppression of the agricultural and astronomical knowledge and practice. That is in 2 books of mine, How Venus and Moon Rule, and the Masonic Compass, the Square, and the Connection and Measurement of Timekeeping. You'll get more expansive knowledge, you know, of the 2 pillars of Boaz and Jachin, the sun with the point within the circle, the point within the circle with the 2 parallel lines. The knowledge, the astronomical origin of Christmas, and so in a host of other lessons, a knowledge of gematria, the gematria, where there's each number, each letter represents a number. So we have from 0, from the first 9 letters, it's 0 to 9. The second set of 9 is 10 to 90. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. The third set of 9 is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. So each letter is a number. God, that's a number. Jesus, a number. Moses, a number. Isaac, a number. Jacob, a number. Those are numbers. And those, because each letter representing a number, and that's the product of mathematical equations. So you're looking at the measurement. Geometry means earth measure. So you're looking at and preserved in the layout of cities, which is known as metrology, in the measurements of statues, in artwork. The measurement is the geometry of the universe, the distance between the earth, the circumference, diameter, arc, radius of the planets, the distance of the planets between, each other, the distance of the planets from Earth. So that knowledge is embodied in the layout of cities, in the measurement of statues, the measurement of the human body. That is known as gematria. This is our ancient knowledge. The compass and square. The compass and square, the letter G in the compass and square is that represents the word geometry. The unseen world, or the invisible world. When you see something manifested in front of you, it doesn't begin with a seed. When you see a tree, when you see a flower blooming, that's not the beginning process. I know we're taught that because we're not taught the invisible. We're not taught the invisible world. In the visible world, you're looking at, they speed up. It's moving so fast that it appears to be motionless. Moves so fast, like it's a gyrosphere, a gyrosphere, all right? And it moves so fast, it appears to be motionless. Now slow it down. It now takes shape. So it doesn't begin in the material world. We have to tap, and Hank does a very good job in various lessons and bringing in different speakers who talks on this topic. It begins, we have to tap into the unseen world, the all-seeing eye, the unseen world peeping out, the invisible world peeping out, all right? Also the intuition. So we have to begin to tap into that, beginning with the unseen or invisible world. Geometry is the science to unlock the unseen world, because the science of creation. So geometry is the science to unlock the science of creation, and you begin to understand the unseen world. You understand the unseen world through the knowledge and study of geometry, because it's a manifestation or slowing down, starting with the invisible world or unseen world to the seen world. They got us trapped in the seen world. We're trapped in the seen world. We must reconnect to the unseen world, the invisible. We must come to understand what that compass of square means, that G in the middle, the all-seeing eye. We have to tap into the unseen world, the invisible. Do our work. We got to start doing work in the invisible realm. We were trapped. So, any questions? Questions, comments? We have any questions, comments? Type your questions in. Turn this alarm off. Type your questions in. All right, we have a question. Mastermind, peace, brother. All right. So yes, I know that it's on peace, brother. Expand on March 25th, New Year. I'm like quite grasping how it relates. All right. So I yes, I know. I'm asking African American to separate us. All right. Use the name. All right. So let's look at our 25th. And like I said, thank you for your questions. March 21st, and at that time, March 25th, it's the vernal is known as the vernal equinox. So let me back up now. The vernal equinox is the point where the sun crosses the equator, leaving the Tropic of Capricorn and enters the Tropic of Cancer. That's spring in the northern hemisphere. That is the new year, because it doesn't mark, all right, March 21st, March 25th, doesn't mark the birth of the sun, but what it does mark is where the sun crosses the equator. Our ancestors charted thousands of years ago the sunstone circles throughout the world, charting the equinoctial points, the vernal equinox and autumnal equinox, the solstitial points, the summer solstice and the winter solstice. With that knowledge, we were able to determine the seasons. We charted the constellations, and from charting the constellations, which is a band of 12 grouping of stars, we were able to measure the circumference of the earth. So March 21st is the point where the sun crosses the equator, leaving the Tropic of Capricorn and entered the Tropic of Cancer. Please write that down. It's the new year in the northern hemisphere. March 25th was widely practiced in many parts of Europe and other areas of the world. Once again, Pope Alexander XIII in 1582, with a papal decree that the new year will now be January 1st. But that's political. But it didn't take strong root. So 1752, Great Britain with the Reformed Act, and the English colonies follow suit with January 1st, marking January 1st. But it didn't start in 1752. It started with Pope Alexander XIII in 1582. All right? Are you clear on that? The African American is also a fiction in law, as Black, Negro, colored, African American are fiction in laws. As Spanish, all right, Spanish is not, all right, you have Castilian and Aragonese. Castilian and Aragonese. They're Castilian or Aragonese. Queen Isabella, Queen of Castile, King Ferdinand, King of Aragon, merged their kingdoms, married, and thereby that's a political move to end the last Moorish stronghold in Europe. So they got married in 1463. The last Moorish stronghold was ended through the signing of the Treaty of Granada on November 25th of 1491. But in that treaty, the personal rights were not surrendered. The personal rights to our property was not surrendered. Also, what was not surrendered is Moors would be governed under their own Moorish law. That was not surrendered. So here we go. Oh, how do we remove the protection of the Treaty of Granada? Because as the Treaty of Granada protects the Moorish personal rights, I know what I'm going to do. Philip II said, or acted out with the Spanish bulla of 1563, classifying the Moors as Spanish, forbidding the Moors to wear their Moorish headdresses, turban and fezes, and speak Arabic. The children were taken from their parents. So now, see the power of nationality? See the power of nationality? The motive was what? Denationalize them. Denationalize them. The act of denationalizing the Moors does not afford them the protection of the Moorish treaties. The Treaty of Granada, 1491, 1500 treaties, 1600 treaties. The treaties that France stood on. France stood on in 1952 in the International Court of Justice between France and the United States. It was a most favorable nation case. France won the case. France stood on Moorish treaties to win her case. The primary treaties that was used to determine the extent of United States extraterritorial coastal jurisdiction in Morocco was Moorish bilateral treaties with 10 European nations. The second type of treaty that was used was two conventions or multilateral treaties. The act to protect Morocco in 1880, the Act of Algeciras 1906. The third type of treaties, the Fez Treaty in 1912. France stood on Moorish treaties to win her case. So no one can tell me the power of Moorish treaties. The motive of their nationalizing the Moors, classifying the Moors as black, Negro, colored, Latino, Spanish, Puerto Rican, African American, Indian, West Indian, is to strip the Moors of the protection of that the treaties would afford. That's the motive. Now begin to subjugate the Moors, us, and use us as their property, use us as futures, a workforce, a labor, a market. So understanding the power of nationality. All right, my brothers and sisters, we at the end, once again, go to moorsandmasonry.org, moorsandmasonry.org for my books. And for the Moroccan Post School of Government International Law, go to the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page for the Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations Course 101, Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations Course 201, which embodies 16 classes, the Moorish Treaty Protection, the Moorish Body Policy Formation, Constitutional Government Principle course, which embodies 12 classes, and these are all free classes. We have paid classes, but on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page, those are free classes. All right. I want to tip my fez, unwrap my turban to Brother Hank. I trust that I illuminated you to another level. All right. Yes, you're welcome. Our brother Chester. All right, my man. Right, great. Thank you. All right. Give thanks to Brother Hank. All right. So if you haven't subscribed to the page, please subscribe to the page. Like this video and as well as other videos. There are other guests that Hank have brought on, some power player guests on this platform. So not only look at my videos, but also look at the other videos. All right. share these videos to your other platform. Let other people know about Moorish Monday. All right, every Monday from 7 to 8 in the house. Once again, thank you, Brother Hank. I appreciate you. Once again, go to mooresandmasonry.org for my books and the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page for those free courses. All right, get your study on. Get your study on. Get your study on. Get your study on. So, Islam to the thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. I greatly appreciate you. You know, let other people know about the platform. Let other people know, like I said, if you haven't subscribed to the page, subscribe, please do so. Like the videos and share them. All right. Brother Hank.
Okay, that was an excellent presentation, bro. You woke me up out of a slumber, man. I was like, oh shoot. I was listening to you, bro. So we'll see you next Monday.
Yep,
Inshallah.
next Monday. Inshallah. Peace, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Beta Makum.
Oh, wait. Before we go, scheduled for Sheikh Sufi is supposed to be on tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Man, it's stuck on me.
You all right?
Man. Yeah.
All right. But, so family, we're supposed to have Sheikh Sufi tomorrow, 3 p.m. And we'll see y'all then. Bless.